Well, it's nice to see all of you back on the channel again. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ed0626 here, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. So, first off, let's talk about today's match. Obviously, this is a continuation of SummerSlam. The last match we had was Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship, in which AJ became victorious. And today we have the World Heavyweight Championship being defended as Edge takes on Eddie Guerrero. And obviously, you all know me being a huge Edge fan. Excuse me. It's in the name, so I obviously have to go with my boy Edge. Not saying I'm a big Eddie Guerrero guy. I also love Eddie Guerrero, but Edge is my pick to win this match. I won't spoil anything. I want you guys to watch it as this video progresses. But I hope you all enjoy as I talk about something that is quite fucking epic. So, as you all know, I've been to a handful of wrestling events live. None of them have been televised. The first one I went to was like 2012 or 2013, one of those, and it was like the day before Money in the Bank. It was the show before Money in the Bank in Philadelphia or something, and that's when RVD made his return for a couple of months. So that was dope. I didn't see him in the show. And then, I think it was quite some time later, I went to another show in like early 2019, I think. And then I went to another show in October of 2019. All of these took place in Trenton, by the way, at the WWE live events there. And not to say that those shows weren't great or anything. They were all good in their own way. However, I don't think any wrestling show I've been to up to this point has topped what I witnessed this past weekend on July 10th. And that, my friends, was MLW Battle Riot tapings. For those of you that don't know, and I'm going to keep this as spoiler-free as I possibly can be, by the way, so you're not going to get any spoilers of the match, and if I do spoil something, it was not my intention. Once I start rambling, it just happens. But I'm gonna try my best to make sure I don't spoil anything for the show. So for those of you that don't know, MLW is a smaller wrestling promotion. It actually gave birth, or I wouldn't say gave birth, but it definitely gave a bigger stage before AEW became a thing, to the likes of guys like MJF and who else is in AEW now? Brian Pillman Jr. And not to say that MLW hasn't had a lot of good talent there as well, even before them. They got the world champion Jacob Fatu and Contra. They just signed on a whole bunch of new people, if you've been keeping track on, social media. They got who they get? Actually, Davey Richards of all people is coming out of retirement and is now signed with MLW. I'll get to that in a few minutes. And who else do they got? They got TJP, they got Jacob Fatu, Alex Hammerstone and Richard Holiday, Myron Reed, just a handful of some of my favorite guys. The Von Erich brothers, obviously the sons of Kevin Von Erich, the last remaining Von Erich brother, which is a sad story in itself if you watch Dark Side of the Ring. But it was still, but they were still super fun to see live. But yeah, MLW has a lot of good talent, and they're like on the cusp of becoming like I don't want to say an Impact or Ring of Honor size. I mean, Impact and Ring of Honor are pretty nicely sized wrestling companies. I think MLW's on the cusp of reaching that. But there was a show that they had in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena. By the way, first time I've ever been to the ECW Arena. Fucking loved it. Humid as fucking there, but I fucking loved it. And the crowd, man, being with a live crowd again was fucking epic. I have not been to a wrestling show since October 19th, 2019. And to be even at a wrestling show was great. But to be at a wrestling show with a literally sold out crowd in Philadelphia, of all places, fucking electric. Let me tell you, man. It was probably one of the most electric experiences I've ever had, next to seeing like Five Finger Death Punch in concert, which is a really great fucking show. But yeah, that was probably one of the only other like seriously electrifying crowd experiences I've ever had at like a live wrestling show or a concert or anything of that measure. But man, let me tell you something. That whole show, the show started at 6:40. We didn't leave the joint until like 11:30, nearly 12 o'clock. And I had fun from the start of the fucking show to the very end of the fucking show at the main event with Battle Riot, which I'll even start with Battle Riot, man. Battle Riot as a match concept is quite frankly interesting. It's a Royal Rumble where obviously there's no disqualifications. It's a Royal Rumble-esque, I should say, match with no disqualifications. But on top of that, in addition to being thrown off the top rope and both feet having to touch the floor, there was you can do pinfall and submission in the middle of the match. And obviously no one's going to break it up because there's no point to break it up. You'd have to be a fucking idiot to do so unless you were like in some sort of feud with the guy and you wanted to fuck him over. But in all honesty, man, it was a pretty solid fucking match. I would like to know, I'm not going to spoil anything. I would like to know how the match translates on TV, because watching it live, I'm not going to lie, and not that I did not enjoy the match, watching it live was very tough to follow, because at one point in time, this is really one of the only few spoiler-esque things I'm going to say, the match got so packed with people in it that it was honestly really hard to follow who was getting eliminated and who was getting, brought in and what was going on in the ring. All of a sudden, I see a table break in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just like, where the fuck did that thing come from? But yeah, it was very tough to follow. Like Royal Rumble matches, dude. I would like to know how some people watch those live, because I'm sitting here, I'm watching 10 different things happen at once, and it's like, where does my eyes go? But as the field started to wind down, it became a lot easier to follow what was going on. But even then, it was a little bit tough. But yeah, either way, great fucking match. I can't wait to see what it looked like on TV. I don't think I got shown on TV, but if I did, that'd be fucking epic. I do know I have front row seats to the Fightland show in October, which is gonna be fucking epic. But so I'm getting them on TV side too, which is even better. So I'm definitely gonna be on TV for a couple weeks. What else do we got? Man, there was this one match. A lot of the guys, watching a lot of the people I saw that I'm big fans of, like Tom Lawler, like I said, the Von Erichs, Hammerstone, Richard Holiday, Mil Muertes or King Muertes. Watching them live was fucking fantastic. It was just so cool. But I lost my shit for Jacob Fatu, man. I'm a big mark for Jacob Fatu. I'm a big mark for Contra in general. Something about Contra is very unique, and it's not something I've seen in wrestling in quite some time. The way I would describe Contra, as horrible as this sounds, is like, and I think even the quote-unquote the leader of Contra, Joseph Samael, his Twitter bio even describes it as well. He says he's the creator of sports terrorism or something along those lines, or at least that was at one point it was his Twitter bio. And that's essentially what Contra is as a faction. It's literally a terrorist faction. Not saying I'm a big fan of terrorism or anything, but it's just like something about it is just so interesting that it's so different, and that's why I think I enjoy it so much, where it's like the whole idea of, hey, we're a group of people that can just show up at any moment in time and just fucking wreck your shit is pretty cool to me. And of course, having Jacob Fatu as the crown jewel of that faction, being the world champion, I lost my fucking shit, dude. He even actually acknowledged me once. He actually, at one point before the match started he acknowledged me, and I'm like, holy shit, this is the best day ever. Because I was waving my Contra flag like a fucking psychopath, and it was dope. A lot of people were doing it, and he was acknowledging all of them, and it was pretty fucking cool. And a Hammerstone during one of his matches acknowledged me. It was pretty dope, but I was awesome. It was really awesome. Who else did I mean, the one match, again, I'm not going to spoil anything too much, but the bunkhouse match between the Von Erichs and Team Filthy was fucking epic, too. That was probably one of my favorite matches of the night. I really want to see how that match translates on TV as well. I think that was a very fun match to watch live. Never seen a bunkhouse match in person before, so it was pretty cool. It was like basically a street fight, more or less. And what else happened, man? Seeing the crowd boo a lot of the guys. Like Tom Lawler, most hated fucking guy in Philadelphia that night. You're gonna hear the fucking boos and all the curses that they were throwing at him. I love Tom Lawler, so I didn't boo him. I'm a big Tom Lawler fan. Who else? TJP got booed the fuck out of. Literally every opportunity the crowd gave him, or the crowd got to just absolutely ruin his day, they did. Like I think TJP was probably the only person more hated than Tom Lawler that day, which is nuts to say, but really it was. And I mean, last but not least, I mean, I really got nothing else more. I mean, the whole show was epic. I loved every minute of it. I can't wait to go back come October. I don't know what day in October, but come October, I can't wait to go back because it's just going to be so much fun. Odds are the landscape of MLW would have changed dramatically in the next 2 or 3 months from now, or 4 months, I guess. But who knows, man? Who fucking knows? But I think the most rewarding part of it all for me was I got to take my brother with me. I said to him, I said, "Hey, I bought 2 tickets to a show, a wrestling show in Philly," and he was like, I was like, "You're coming with me, right?" He's like, "Yeah, He's like, "Yeah, I guess I'll come with you." So as we were leaving, and this is probably the greatest thing about it, because my brother does not like wrestling. My brother hates wrestling, probably. He just deals with it and goes to every wrestling show I've been to over the last couple of years because I don't like to go to these things alone. Because what am I gonna fucking do? I like to have somebody with me, and a lot of the times my friends are busy and they're doing their own thing, and who knows? I can't account for everybody. But my brother, I know I can account for because I know he'll make time for me. And we went, and as we left, and my voice is gone by the time we left, he said to me, he was like, "You know what? That was probably the best show you've ever taken me to." And that in itself nearly brought tears to my eyes. And I mean that wholeheartedly. There was a sense of pride that I overwhelmed my body for a few minutes there, thinking to myself, wow, I actually did a really good job. And because again, my brother does not like wrestling. So it meant a lot to me that he has no fucking clue what MLW is. Like, he had no clue going into what this company was. And I think he left kind of being a fan. I don't want to say a fan, but like, he left at least knowing enough about the people where he's like, yeah, I would like to see these guys again. Which was the cool part. So for me, it meant a lot, and I can't wait to take him to the next Philly show, the Fightland show, where we have front row seats TV side, and he's gonna really experience it from a whole different perspective, and I honestly cannot fucking wait, man. And as I said before, I picked my boy Edge to win this match, and the big homie won. New World Heavyweight Champion once again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you enjoy Battle Riot and MLW Fusion in the coming weeks as it airs on YouTube and Vice TV and all those other cool spots. I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day.